Good morning. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for another day today. Thank you for the opportunity to come into the market, do some work, and thank you for your goodness and your kindness and your grace and your mercy. Thank you for all of your provisions. I thank you for family and for friends. And Father, I ask that you would help me to be grateful for every little bit of money that I'm able to pull in today. I ask for wisdom and discernment and strength and discipline as we go and execute some trades this morning. Amen. Just gotta clean up my desktop. I got so much going on right now. All right, we got Forex Factory up. Refresh that. We've had some serious movement in the market. Oh, we had pound news at 7 a.m. also. Official bank rate. Monetary policy summary. Oh, okay. Well, that's going to keep the market going right now, which is excellent. And then we've got Philly Fed Manufacturing Index and unemployment claims in 30 minutes. So this is super cool. For those people that love watching candles go up and down on a screen. All right. Oh, okay. This is really good. I had some trades on last night. They just tapped out before this short leg went down last night. Unfortunately, I just kind of missed that. I had some trades on right there. They tapped out for one more high, and then it dropped off. But let's just have a quick look at the daily. We've got a serious shift and serious momentum. Okay, just clear off all these objects. All right, for the first time in weeks and weeks, we've finally got a leg in a direction, and the market's got some energy once again. I mean, it's been literally months since we were back here where there's some decent energy, and we had that leg back here. This was all through the winter, lots of great trading, and then we had this, which was good, and then we moved into these weeks of really stagnant, and then some people even say like really sloppy, messy price action on the daily chart. And now here we are. We've got yesterday's leg closing super strong to the downside, and we've got today's leg following through, and we're hitting these lows today. And so if we just have a quick measure from up here, now we've run 165 pips into these lows. So I've already got a pretty good idea about what I'm going to do, but we'll go down and look at the hourly and see how that formed. That was at FOMC yesterday. And so here's those first couple bars. And then we just had a bit of a, well, quite a drift. Actually, it's a big leg back up. It doesn't look like too much in here, but if we measure from that pivot back up, we ended up drifting back up 50 pips on the dot. And then followed by another leg down, which was 75 pips to the downside. I'm just going to pick up a trade in here. I wanted to pick that up a little sooner, but that's fine. Down to the 15-minute. So this was the London session through here. This whole leg, the London Open, the Frankfurt was right in here, and then this is the London right on this peak in here, and then just with this continued leg down into our session right now. And something that I always like is when I see these little tails come in like this on the bottoms, that's a really good sign of slowing momentum. And so although this is a 75 pip run to the downside, I'm going to start going long on this one because I know also where we're at on the daily chart. We're in those lows. We're at a strong level now. It's not likely going to keep going, but if it runs another 25 pips, that would equal 100 pip leg down. That will still just allow me to load up into a good size trade. So I'm going to start picking off the longs. I'm going to be that guy that's on the other side of that run. Every down leg needs a contrarian. So here we are on the 1 minute chart, and we've got some good volatility. So let's go and just look at some of these legs now. 12 pips, finally, good price action. With 11 pips back up there. We've got this little leg, which was 7 pips. And then we've got another leg down here, which was 7.5 pips. So now we've got some good legs, and we're only just at the open. So, and we haven't even got to the news yet. So this is going to be probably a really good trading session. And this is what I'm seeing right in here that I really like for going long. Going long at a very bearish couple days. It's a good sign of this slowing momentum coming in here. And so we're just starting to see that up leg. I should have been a few minutes earlier, but that's okay. David, not sure exactly when you popped in. I was kind of on a rant there, but good morning, good to see you. Finally, good price movement, good price action. We got some energy, got some participation in the market. It's going to be a good day. And I am trading with my adjusted strategy this morning, where I trade up any position that I build. I end up trailing up behind 5-minute candles with my stop loss. So I end up securing these. So in this trade, this one hasn't quite closed yet, but I'm going to secure a little bit of profit to start things off on just this one little trade. So I'll secure some profit. Actually, this is a really good spot just to take the profit. I'm going to just start off by taking that right there because we're right at the highs. So I'm going to wait till we pull back again, and then I'll build into longs again. The reason I took my profit there is because this leg has now run up 12 pips, and we're into all these highs. So we should see a bit of a pullback before a continuation. And we're at 8:12, so we've got just under 20 minutes to the news. I'll just go short here. And I'm going to put, if we get any closer to the news, and I might leave those take profits on just to grab a little consolidation before the news, but I'm going to do what I said right now, and I'll short this up into here, and we should get some, at some point we'll get should get another down push and or a little bit of consolidation right before the news. So just peg off a couple spots to trade at. Might as well have this ready because we'll probably end up playing both sides today. Let's actually also put this tool on here, Fibonacci, just to see where these are going to line up. There's the 50%. Oh, and that works perfectly. Actually, that's perfect. Nice. My stop loss is just on the other side of that 62 level, which is just good. And so we'll take a second layer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, take a second layer right on the 23 level. Right in there. And I'm just going to get rid of the Fibonacci tool. Just because I got my lines where I want them. It's a little bit cleaner. All right, so we're going to go into the second layer. Right in here. I'm taking the take profits off for now, but I might just leave them on right before the news. And then I'm looking to just take some profits before the news because we're likely get some good up and down right before it and during it, and then I'll open up my trades a little bit more to catch those bigger legs as we move after a few minutes after the news. How's it going, David? Oh, is my audio okay? Am I just ranting to myself? "15 minutes to the news." I'm going to be cognizant of these 1-minute price action price cycles and just try and scoop up a few profits before the news. So if I see any decent little extension, I'm just going to take the profits. And then we'll start building a position more so after the news. That's the plan. So as I can get some money on here, just start taking some profits. So I'm going to take these two off, a break even and a profit. If it pops back up, we'll just add back into that layer. Just gonna put a buy on here also. And I'm gonna just start leaving those take profits on. This is more just before the news so that I can just start letting things get the automatic profits going in. If we get any more extension to the downside, I'll just also take the profit on the long, or on the short, sorry. If it pops back up and takes profit on that long, we'll just add back into that second position layer on the short. Audio's good, nice. Whew, man, I'm a little bit tired. I didn't sleep a whole lot last night, but I feel energized because I know we're gonna have a good session today. I'm telling you, man, those stagnant markets drain you as a trader, sitting there and sitting there and sitting there watching paint dry. So this is good. Should be much easier to make money today. Getting close to taking profits again on that long. If it pops through it, we'll throw that short back on. So there's the profit. I'm going to just let it extend a little bit more. And let me just get rid of the history too. Just get that out of the way. Okay, there's the extension I was looking for. We'll get the short back on there. And then as we get up to here, we get into that second layer. We got 10 minutes to the news. There's that long leg that I figured was coming in. almost started putting in that third layer. Starting to take some profit. Should have started fading the very top of that. I was just letting it, trying to get a little bit further up to that red line. Usually that's the benefit of trading multiple positions, is you can blanket the area. As it pops back up, we'll start loading into that position of 4 trades. Okay, so now we got 4 trades on that layer. Get into 8 here, 16 here, and 32 up here. And then my stop loss will be as soon as we hit that first stop loss. Then the whole system gets shut down all at the same time. If it were to just run all the way up there, it shuts down immediately when we hit that first stop loss. Because there's going to be a lot of trades that get on if it runs up. Okay, 4 minutes to the news. Trying to find out which view is better. I mean, it looks a little bit better here, but if it runs up, I need to see where those next lines are coming in. So I'll try and keep it in this view for now, but I'm gonna have to pull back out if it runs up. right, nice. Just starting to take some profits there and take a loss off the bottom one. Just get that risk back down a little. And 3 minutes to the news. Also gonna add a long position back in here. Oh, I need to put my lines in for the long too. So we'll call that layer. I'm gonna move this up now just a little. Just set up the playing field. Okay, we'll have to wait for the move to go and break those lows before I can get those next lines on, but for now that's good. All right, just seconds to the news now. And 2, 1, we're right at the news right now. Spreads jumped. Philly Fed manufacturing 10.3. Forecast was 9.8, so there's nothing really. And then unemployment claims 226K, forecast 225, so there's really nothing, no catalyst there to really change anything, but it's okay. I had my sizing down a little smaller than I wanted to. I was starting out a little bit small on my position sizing just to start putting a little money into the account, which is good to be a little bit lighter than a little bit heavier. So, but I'm going to go back up because now we're in really good trading times. I want to be at my real size, which is 0.05 for the 10K account, which lines up so that on average when I hit my stop loss, it's about 2 to 2.5% loss. That's how it's worked out to be. My stop loss can be a little bit hard to measure exactly, but I've just done it a lot of times, so I know approximately how much I should lose with this way of trading. David had range, direction, retest, and wait for the news to confirm, and you got in your short. Nice. Let's see what the dollar yen did. Oh, it did not act nearly like the euro dollar. Not nearly. Well, look at that. That's some London news in there. Just 30 pips. And David's got a short on this. Kind of rounding top right now. Looks pretty good. Have to back out a long ways to go find the next resistance level. So, oh yeah, oh we've broken over those highs on the 4 hour on all those. So definitely some bullish energy in the market, but we're also at a good trading time, so you should get moves on both sides. Back down to the euro. Euro dollar, we got kind of like a top here. We kind of got like these little head and the shoulders over here. So we could see another little leg down on the 1 minute chart. And I'll get into the buys a little bit more slowly. So I'll drag out my buys, but I'll be a little bit heavier, more heavy on the shorts, just to match the current pressure of the market. We're pretty strong on the dollar. Just gonna get into that second short on this level. Because I wanted to be in 2 at this level, and then back up to 4, and then back up to 8 on the short side. So I'm in 2 shorts here and 1 long. So if this drops down, I'll get into another long. And then get into 2 longs down here, and then 4 longs down here. Okay, I'm gonna just take some profits here. On those. Get back into the buys. 2 here. Oh, I said I was going to do 1 here and 2 down here. Just close one of those. 1 here, and then 2 here, and then 4 down here. If I can get a quick pop up, if it's a quicker move, I'll just take the profits quick. If it's a slower turn, then I'll hold them. But most of the quick moves up are going to be followed by a lot of bears smashing it down. So should be anyway. So if it's a quick move up, I'll just take profits if I can get them. If we're going to like get a proper turn on the 1-minute chart, then I'll hold them. But if the market moves up too quickly, then I'll want to be taking any profits quick as well as getting into the shorts. If it's a nice slower proper turn and we get those bars start forming nice, then I'll hold them for the full leg up. Okay, I'll just take the profits there on that one. I'm going to just keep these, take profits on just for now, because we're not so much at a point where we should see a continuation lag through here. So I'm just going to leave the take profits on just for now. And then I will build a short position as this runs up. And hopefully catch a leg without the take profits on. It's entering the market the same way. I know if it maybe sounds confused, I'm taking my take profits on and off. I'm entering the market the exact same way, whether it's long or short. Same entry every time. How's that yen doing? Kind of stuck. Nice, there's profits. I'm going to get into the long again right here on that level. Then get into 2 down here, then 4 down here on the longs. And then on the short side, I'll make it, this time it'll be 1, 2, 4 up here. Just slowly chipping away and getting some little profits in. I feel like it's already slowed down a little bit more than I would have expected after the legs that we've had, but still, this is still much better than what we've had for the past weeks. But if this move, this big, huge down leg came during the February or March, this would be super active. be hitting take profits every couple minutes, a minute or two. Sometimes you'd hit them within a minute or less. Another push back up, and we'll take profits there and add the shorts. Just missed that take profit. See if we can push through it. It's sitting right on those body highs right there. Should be able to get it. There we go. Just wait for a little extension up. There's a bar close up. We're right at these highs though, so I'm just going to add my short in here. All right, and now this time I'm going to take those take profits back off, and then we're going to do the surfing rules where we lock in the profits behind the 5-minute candle that's in favor. So get into 2 here, 4 up here. That yen's kind of stuck. All right, so we've got this one funny little hammer. It's acting as our apex candle. I guess actually this little one should be the apex. It just created a little bit higher high. So if we break these tails, that's the turn for the 1 minute chart. And then that sell order sitting right on that turn point. So if we can get a bar that closes below, then we would have an official 3-bar reversal on the 1 minute chart. Okay, so we got a strong bar that's closing on the turn, but not an official turn. And then, so now I'm kind of just talking this through ahead of time. I'm taking my take profits off now because as we build up and get into the short leg, potentially building into what might turn into a double top, something like this somewhere, that's what could happen. And if that's the case, I want to at least catch that leg. The way that the surfing rules work by taking those take profits off is you can catch that whole leg. So you could potentially catch that, or you could potentially even catch more if it were to keep going. So one way or the other, it's going to be good to be on the short side, letting some trades run a little bit longer. So yeah, maybe something like that. So I'll take that take profit off on the bottom side, and then we'll see if it just gets there and stalls there. We'll just take the profit off that. If it just shoots right through, then we can hold on for a leg further down to one of these other levels. Oh, I'm gonna short that spike up. That was, oh, unless that was just my own computer dragging, giving me slow information. It was quite a spike back up. It's okay. I can still work with these, my initial layer size. I was going to go in 2 here, so I can still just do 2 here. And then 4 up here. It's tired this morning. It's definitely lost its steam. At least for now. Maybe in an hour we'll get the energy back into the market, but it's definitely lost its steam. That energy. Yeah, that yen is stuck there now. Wow, it's really stuck. In comparison to the euro. The euro's still not too bad. It's still better than most summer days that we've been having for the past weeks, but it's definitely not moving quite like it was during here through the news. Like, that was some really good volatility right in there. And then there's some good action back in there before our session. I think that was that, there was a bit of pound news at that time. And then when you look at this, that is not volatility through there. That's just one grind, low volatility move, just grinding down. Good for trend trading. If you're on that short for the trend, then you'd be doing really good on that leg. But that is not volatility through there. These legs start to, as we come into this bottom and get that slowing momentum, we start seeing the volatility pick up through here, picking up in here a little, and then much better through this zone. And then we're kind of petering off again, and it could do that for the next hour, and then at 10 a.m. my time we could pick back up, get the energy going again. Was there any more news? I don't think there was. I'm just going to double check. No, just some yellow folders. Yeah, so no more high impact news forecasted for the rest of today. It's a bank holiday for the Chinese today. Not sure what holiday they have on. Oh, it's their Dragon Boat Festival. Huh. All right, what's going on here? It's a little bit stuck. We might start to see this round over and have a leg down on the euro. If it comes down and stalls here, I could take partial position. Yeah, let's just hold for both those now. Should see another down leg. Okay, I've got a really strong bar close right on the level. So that's a pretty good reason to hang on to the shorts. If this bar really stalls in here, I'll take half of the position off. Or one of my trades off. Okay, it's stalling. I'm going to take one off, and then we'll just let the other one sit. And there's the close. Stalling on that level. So there's that bounce back up. So that was a good play. Oh, we got some energy coming back in. There's a decent read. What's going on with the dollar yen? It's kind of grinding its way back up. How big is that move? Pivot low to pivot high. We're at almost 7 pips. So the price action is still better than the past week at least. Like that's still a decent leg. Yesterday those legs were like 3-4 pips. Now we're at 7 pips. These legs here, that's 7 pips. Yeah, it's a little bit better. That leg there is 6 pips. So since I just have the one trade on, I'm just gonna lock in and not that lot turn into a loser. And then if it pops up, it can take a tiny profit, or we can keep going down, and then then we'll trail that stop loss down. and start locking it in behind those 5-minute bars. Okay, we got a minute and change left on that 5-minute bar. So technically it's a little early to put my stop loss in there, but we've already made profits on the position, or those two. I had 2 on, so we made profit already. If it runs back up, it's fine. Still make a little profit on that one, and then just reset. So your stop loss hit at 50% of the range. %50 of the range. I'm not quite sure where that means for how you're exiting, but I'd be interested to see how you're exiting for a stop loss on that. I feel like I would have my stop losses on the other side of this level. Or you're just trying to get out so you don't lose too much a little bit early. All right, back over to what's going on with the euro. Popped back up. I'm going to get into the short there on this level. Get into another one if it runs back up to these highs. We'll make that a 2 layer, and then we'll get into 4 here and 8 up here. Made 60 cents when it hit that stop loss. I'm really tempted to just put my take profits back on through here because kind of just getting stuck. We made a lower low through here, and we're almost back up at these highs. So we could see, I don't know, we're in consolidation, so it might be an idea just to take profits back on for this period. I find that it's easier to keep them on, and then if you're ready to catch the next leg, you can just close the take profits on in the orders box over here. So stuck in range. I think that's the same thing that's going on the dollar yen also. Very much in a range. So if it pops down here and it's stalling on this level, I'm going to just take the profits again. But getting ready to hold a down for a down leg is also a good idea, because eventually that downward pressure should show back up. So as this extends up, I'm going to get into that short. So now we're into 2. That's 1 layer. Get into a second layer at that line. And then the next layer will be up in here somewhere. Up in these highs, which it didn't quite hit there last time. So if it comes back up, there's a much better chance that we'll get to that red line for a second try. Trade is closed if it retests the range a second time and closes above the 50% or opposite on short. Oh, I need to quickly, I'm going to close one of mine on that leg, and then I'm going to hold the other one just because it's a pretty good. So now that price cycle from top to here has now run 6-7 pips. So that's why I'm taking profits on half of that. I'm going to also lock in the profits on that one, so that one won't be a loser. And then I just wanted to look and see how David's doing on this, on the yen. So you're saying trade is closed if it retests the range a second time and closes above the 50% or opposite on the short. Okay. When I look at this, I feel like it might be a safer play to stay on when those long entries come in. But I mean, you can definitely still take those shorts. I think I'm just seeing a little bit more probability with I think the shorts concern me a little bit because those levels over here were broken. That 160.538 or that level. It's starting to become, it is an outside range now on these longer term charts. So there's starting to be nothing holding it back from running to the upside. Let's check the daily. Yeah, those were daily highs. Wow. So those all got broken. From back here is high there, and all those highs are all broken to the upside. But none of this is very strong. I feel like I would be leaning into the long side a bit more, but if the price action is really good, then the shorts can also still be good. I would just feel a little more confident on the long side entries. Here's the hour. Oh, my trade must have hit its stop loss for profit. And then there's that level if it comes back in. It could still go to that level actually pretty easily. But it is definitely, it's not quite the same price action as the euro dollar. That's for sure. It's a different animal right now. Got this whole range. Oh, from here to here we got about 7 pips, which is good for trading with some take profits on, or just trying to grab 3, 4, or 5 pips back and forth. Euro. Oh, it tapped me out of that one and just popped back down. Wait for a new entry on that. That one I definitely could have just left that one open because I had taken profits on the other one. So any pullback up, I'll get into 1 trade here, then back up into 2 here, then 4, then 8. It should break down and test these lows. So I want to, if I can get any little pop back up, I want to get back into that. But I don't take it on the break, which is right here. We're on the breakout line right now. So I don't take the breakout trades. So for me, I need a pop back up. Got a little stall candle, so there's a good opportunity for this to pop up a little. Just get ready with my finger on the trigger. Zoom in just a bit more. Just any little pop. Got 1 in there, so I'll get into 2 here, 4, and then 8. So my layers are prepared. I know exactly what I'm doing when that market runs against me. And then if it breaks out, we've got a position on to ride it down. And if it pops back up, because it's at a little support level, then we've got a plan to keep loading back into that short leg if it runs up. And the trades are always stacked so that you're pretty much only ever 1 price cycle away from profits. So that's why there's 2 trades up here. That way if it runs down just 1 price cycle, that whole trade is in profit. If it gets up into here and we're in 4 trades, all it needs is 1 price cycle back and the whole position is in profit. And the same thing keeps on going at every level. The idea is to just be 1 price cycle away from either like break even or profits. And that keeps you in a really high probability state. Oh, you were saying on the long, on the euro yen, or sorry, on the dollar yen. That's good. Yeah, I think I just was misunderstanding what you were saying, but you can always play both sides of the market, especially when the price action, when the volatility is better, then your probability becomes better on both sides. But when your participation is lower, you want to try and find the trend side and really stay to the trend side of things when your volatility and participation is low. Okay, 5 minutes to the stock market open. Get ready, if it pops up, I'm gonna get into those shorts. Kind of got just ever so slightly downward looking price in here. So if it gives me a chance, definitely get into the shorts here. And then, so now as this market pops back up, we're creating a support level that's going to be very highly, it's going to want to get broken. So I want to be in the shorts as this thing runs up, because the chance of it at least coming back down to test it is very high. If not, coming down to test it and breaking it to come down and try these lows. So I really, really want to be in the shorts as it pops up, and then get myself in a good position. And so because I'm getting into 2 positions at this layer level, I'll get in one right about in there, and then I'll also get into the second one if it comes all the way back up to these highs. So it gives me an opportunity to get dollar cost average into this layer just a little bit. pushes up a little bit more, get into the second one. It's a good chance that the bears will come and smash that back down. Just waiting a tiny bit more, a little bit more push. Just a tiny push further up. We'll get into that second one. Oh, and we've got a strong close up. And a stall. It's a good chance it'll go back down now. Because it kind of popped up there pretty quickly. So those bears should come back in. If not, that's fine. It'll just give me an opportunity to get my second part of that layer on. Okay. Right in here. Perfect. Okay, there's the second trade on that second layer. So I'll work into 4 in up here in this zone. So now on the 1 minute chart, we've had from pivot low to pivot high. We're up at 10 pips right now. So there's a good chance that that's going to get hit back down. If it's not there, then be a really good chance that the bears are going to come back in and hit it. So I'm going to get ready to fade the top of that for sure. Slowly. Okay, another strong bar up. Any pop up, and I'm going to start getting into those 4, just slowly. And you got a take profit hit on your long. That's awesome. Right on. Okay, I'm going to fade into 1 here. 2. 3. And one more little push up and I'll get into the 4 right there. So now I'm in 4 up there. And so I'm going to get into 8 at the very, very highs, except I want to see that high get broken. I'm going to be on the shorts as it breaks up there, if it can get all the way up there. Because remember, from back here, I'm expecting these highs to have an attempt hitting those. So I do kind of think that's going to get broken, but I want my level to be right in that area. But this is also a great spot for the market to have a leg back down. And then you'll see all we need is about 1 price cycle, and we'll start seeing that we're back into break even or even into profits. So now in this leg, from pivot low to pivot high, we're at 13 pips. So we've now had a 13 pip leg up. It's double these legs, so we're at 2 price cycles from there. Double price cycle in one shot. So if we get all the way and just keeps going up to there, That'll be 3 full price cycles all in one leg. So that's usually after 2 you'd get a pullback, but at 3 price cycles, it's even higher probability to get a pullback. Okay, and then the dollar yen. Oh, nice. So, David, did you got your short on that leg down? Seven pip leg down. One short on the short, no longs. I was just expressing how on the shorts, if it retests the 50 of the range, I close. If I'm long and it retests the 50% of the range, I close. Man, you've got your rules down pat, so just stick with them. That's awesome. I take one re-entry with the remaining 50% of my original position. Heck yeah, man. Nice trading. Awesome. That's excellent. Good trading rules. Okay, this euro-dollar's trying to make its way up to these highs. So we're going to get into 8 trades here, 16 in here, and 32 all the way up right before that stop loss. Oh, and that stop loss is right on the 1.15. That's something I just noticed right now. So what I want to do is, I don't really want it right on there. I want to slow down my entries a little bit to give a little bit more breathing room on that couple pips. So I'm going to just slow these down a little to compensate for that little adjustment, because I want to see that level gets, and it's just such a high probability for that level to get hit at some point. And then we were right at those Fibonacci 62%, I think it was. You can just throw it back on. So that 62% level is right on that 1.15. So that's a good spot to, it's at some point, that's a really high probability spot to get hit. $1.15, right on the dot. Line's right on that 62% level. So I'm going to just slow my entries just down a little bit so that I can account for that. Just like that. That's perfect. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to take the fib off for now just to get it. Don't really need it now that I've got my levels lined up just where I want them. All right. Okay, I'm going to slowly fade into 8 as we pop up to these highs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, nice. Didn't quite get into my 8 just yet, but that market did really what I was thinking it would do, run all the way up and just go right past that high, and to give these highs a good try, and it did it like perfectly. Didn't quite get my 8 on, but you'll see as one price cycle start getting this whole position back to break even. I should have just got that last one on. It was going where I wanted it to. Okay, we've got an engulfing candle to the downside, giving us a turn on the 1 minute chart. So this time we'll just wait for the down leg to come in wherever it is, whenever it comes. At any one of these points, all I need is really one price cycle to get back to break even. Should be quite attainable on the short side. And so as that starts to make its way into profit, then the rule for me is start to secure the whole position behind the 5 minute bars that are in profit. So we'll see how this plays out. It might still need to run up more before, but we could see it turn here too. If it pops up just one tiny bit more, I'll add that 8th trade on. Because I'm super well positioned on that layer. And I still want to be in 8. So just a little pop back up and I'll just add that one on. And if it doesn't give me the chance, that's fine. Because that's the benefit by averaging in like that, as I was able to find that pivot point like perfectly, because I'm slowly just fading into it. So that's the advantage of getting in multiple positions, is being able to find the pivot points and having a really good entry. So if this is the turn, then this was a great entry. You can see that my position size is already back to break even, and that's just one price cycle back. So if I wanted, I could just close everything for a couple dollars. But on a day like today, I'm going to try and catch a leg back down. So we'll wait for it to make its closes, and I'll follow my rules with the 5 minute bars. So eventually, Eventually we'll get a close back down, and then I'll secure my position behind it at break even or better. Looks like that was a great take profit on that yen trade. It's grinding its way back up. So that leg down was 9.5 pips in total. And it just bumped into that support level perfectly. Back here on those highs, those body lows. So it sounds like you took profit at exactly the right spot. So this is going to be a new support point as we come into this level. Right in here. So if it goes too quickly down, I'm going to be probably just taking profits on the whole position. But if we just keep working our way down candle by candle and building the pressure slowly, then it'll be a reason to just keep hanging on to the trade. But any quick sharp move down, it will likely get followed back by some bulls at these levels. So I'm just going to be ready. That's my game plan. Sharp move down, just take profits. If we just keep building down, then I'll keep getting ready to secure the profits behind the 5-minute candles. So I've got a game plan ahead for even the quick movements. And so I think this pivot is right at that break-even point. Right in there. It was right. So if that ends up turning into a 5-minute candle, then I gotta put all my stop losses there. It's just in the break-even point. So we got a minute and change left on the 5-minute candle, which will still be up here. So that 5-minute candle, or sorry, this 5-minute candle, we've got a minute and a little bit for this candle. So we'll see how that one closes. Okay, it's still in profits there as it's bumping back into that body level. So I'm just watching to see how this bar closes and where my break-even point is. So as that candle comes to a close, whew, there's hardly any room in here for me to put it on that candle. So we're bouncing off those levels right now. We kind of went down and tapped it. All right, we've got a close. So just want to see, we've got like 1.3 pips. That's not really quite enough for me to get my stop loss in there. I mean, that's a gray zone right there. I mean, technically I could get it in, but I think I might need to still wait for another pivot higher. Or if we get a close down here, then I will maybe just put my stop losses a little bit under that pivot and call that good. You're still in it and have a break-even day so far. Nice. So if I can get a couple pips of breathing room, which I think I've got, I think I should get my stop losses in there. It's just gonna be, it's just really tight. But it is stalling in here too, so. I'm gonna just take it, bulk operations, and close all for a profit. So we just added, I think it was like another $13. And then we'll just reset as it pops up. If it pops up. Just because we're getting these pivot low, we're starting to see these 1 minute candles stall out. So that's kind of the gray area, and that's the difficult thing about using this strategy, is that when you get to these areas where it's kind of like, I mean, technically I probably could have got my stop losses in there, but it's also stalling right there too. So it's definitely no problem just taking profit and using that full price cycle back to take profit. I want to catch one of those nice big legs down for sure, and I might be missing it, but if I'm not, if it pops back up, I'll definitely be happy I took that. We'll just see. Either an extension down and we can get long again, or extension back up. We can get back into those short trades. that level now. See, in this case, it would have maybe worked out better to put my stop losses in there, but that's just that's the difficult thing about this strategy when it's not totally clear cut. When in doubt, just take some profit. That way we lightened up the position again, put a little bit into the account. And he popped back up and I'll get back into some shorts in here. We'll get into 2 here and then back into 4. Darn. Price action is slowed down quite a bit. Oh, we're coming right up to the top of the hour where we should start seeing a lot more energy again, so that'll be good. All right, I'll get into one here, short. Two minutes to the new hour. Dollar yen, still not great, but much better in the past few days with those price cycles. So now from that pivot low, you had one little price cycle, 7 pips, almost 8 pips. And then from here, you got another one, almost 7 pips. Where you could say that this is just one price cycle and that it's run up 10 pips right now. Okay, right at the new hour, I'm going to just, oh, I wanted to take profits as it pushed down into that level, but not now. Now I kind of want to see it give me another opportunity to get back into that bigger trade setup and have like a third top come in. That'd be another really good option, good opportunity to get kind of like a triple top type thing happening over here, or like a double. Yeah, I guess you'd call it like a little double top here or a triple top. That would be good. Or if it just keeps grinding down, can make a little bit of money on this one, on that one trade. Kind of a funny move. That's more of a low volatility type move. Like it ran up with good strength, and it's weird that the downside is not coming down with nearly the same strength. It's a weird type of price action. Still leads me to believe we're going to get more of a pop back up because it's so slow coming back down right now. Let's see what happens. We've got this pivot here and that pivot. Are we going to see a bounce off here? If we made another pivot back over here, that would be a smoking good short trade. Take that short in there, that would be super good. Going to add back into this level as it pushes back up. Just getting ready to fade into a couple more trades as we push up. And/or I might just take one of these trades off if it pops back down again. Starting to see this round over, so I'm kind of thinking we are still going to get a leg back up. Pretty stuck. Really stuck in that range. But this is the good hour, so we should see any moment, we should start seeing the energy come back in here. In the dollar yen, it's definitely not as moving as much as I would have thought. That dollar yen. It's an interesting pattern. I could see this making another pivot down here and then potentially a leg up. 1, 2, 3, and then maybe up. Or maybe it just goes up from here, or I don't know, maybe it just goes down from here. Difficult, it's kind of a difficult read on the short term. So if I had held on to that short position, it would have been really hard to hold on to that, but it could have been potentially locking in the profits behind this candle and then probably just barely staying into position. But as soon as one of those highs gets broken, then that position would be out, and then it would close everything as it would run back up. Or it just keeps grinding down, and it would have been a really profitable thing to hang on to, but pretty hard to hang on to that through that really mess, through that slowing momentum. Tempted to just take one of these off. But if it keeps going, I want to, oh, no way, really? I do want to have some trades on if we're going to make a leg down, so I'm just going to hang on to those for now. But it could very well bounce back up off this trend and then run back up into here. So I'm waiting for that. Either we break down and start having a pretty good down leg, or pivot here and head back up. I think technically this trade might have closed out actually, because this 5-minute candle was right down here. So I mean, I probably wouldn't have moved my stop losses, but I think actually it should have been locked into there, and it would have been very close to stopping out, which would have been frustrating, which why I would have just kept it here, or even here, those stop losses. So kind of too bad that I'm not still in that short trade with all those really good positions up there, but that price action was not leaning in towards a breakdown. It was very much leaning to heading back up. So either way, got profits on it. See what the trade history looks like. Yeah, and so if it popped back up, it would still stop out in that position. So if it went now and popped back up, it's still going to stop out where I closed. So we'll see what happens. But that was a good trade. I was just kind of hoping that it would follow through down here much more quickly. Just take one of these trades off. It's trying to turn. It's trying to turn right now on that trend line, so just take a little profit on the one. Leave one on. And if it pops back up, we'll do it again. Okay, heading back up. Now, was there a close? So if we'd still been in that trade, there wasn't a close yet on that one. So if it popped back up and hit through that, it would still be the same value on the win. Okay, so now we would close. This is kind of a tricky spot. I'll try to close on there because the candle closed right on its right at the top. So I still feel like we'd be in here. It'd be hard to close or put the stop losses on that candle, but you could move them to here. Bit of a tricky spot. yeah, at this point, I do want it to pop back up here, get another shot at a down leg again, and then a potential triple top for another test of those lows again down here. That'd be a great trade. But if it were to do that, it could be half an hour to an hour of trading before that happens. 10-17. Dollar yen, it's still stuck. Got about a just barely 3-pip range there. Hard to make money in that. Gonna slowly fade into the short on the pop up. Only on the pop up I'm gonna get into the shorts. Get into 4 in this level and then back into 8 again up there. Because that's where I want it to get to, so I want to be in a good size position again if it gets back up there. Alright, grab another one here. So that's 2. You can see that candle flickering quite a bit. Energy's coming back into the market. Gonna grab a 3rd position right there. And grab a 4th position right around in here. It's right at all these highs, so it's kind of a good spot to be getting into the short. So now on the 1 minute, we've got a pivot low here, riding up into this level. We're almost at 7 pips, so it's a good spot for the market to turn also. Just getting my finger on the trigger in case it pops back up. Okay, there's the 4th position on that layer. So that layer is done. Now I've got to wait for it to pop all the way back up here before doing anything. And that trade, if that stop loss had been behind here, we'd just be hitting that stop loss now and making the same money that I made just by closing over there. So definitely not feeling bad about taking the profits all the way back there. But it's kind of wild that that was, well, let's put chart history back on, trade history. So it took it, ended up taking the profit there, which was a pretty decent spot. And it would have closed out at the same spot, but that was half an hour ago. So definitely a win just taking the profits on that one when it was stalling. I expected it to come down through here if it was going to keep going down, and it just wasn't. So I just took the profits instead, as it was just stalling and not wanting to go down. And now here we are heading back up through that. And we in that half an hour ended up taking a little profit on that one trade. So we're actually a little bit further ahead on this setup by doing it that way. All right, are we gonna get another top in here, or are we just gonna get a leg down? I feel like the market's itching to have another leg down. Let's look at the 15-minute, back out for a sec. So huge leg through the news yesterday, run up, and that was a long period of time running back up. Then we had the London open come in, take it down here, and we've just been grinding and chopping around through the New York session. Here's those two tops, tails on there, starting to show the bears coming back in with the rejection to the bulls. And so if we get it a third time, it gives the bears a solid opportunity for another leg. So that's what I'm looking at getting into if it pops back up. In good shape though, all around good shape. Yeah, lock in the profits and preserve capital too. That's something like I always gotta remind myself, like, do I want to make money or do I want to preserve capital? And preserving capital is more important than it is to try and make the bigger money. When you're not sure, when you're in a bit of a gray zone, safer to preserve capital than it is to try and make money. What's that dollar yen doing? Is it going anywhere? It's just grinding back over to the downside. Not great price action on there, but it's still better than the past week. I think it's going to come in and make another low over here. I don't know. These aren't really correlating today with the euro and the yen. First job is to preserve. Yep. I've adjusted my stop loss to break even, so was able to lock in some profits. Perfect. Nice, man. Very nice. Come on, Euro. It's pretty stuck here again. Back here, this stuff, that's my favorite trading when it's like this. Lots of movement. But we only had a very short few minutes of that just before the news. And a couple of minutes after the news, that was pretty good trading right in there. And then it kind of got a little bit of energy again through here, some volatility, and then a little bit through there again. But overall, not high volatility today, so far. And for this hour, this is really slow. This is supposed to be the good trading hour. Well, it's kind of rounding over now. It's not getting back up here just yet to make that third high. It could just round over here and head down too. Stop loss hit at break even. No profits, no losses, and out for the day. All right, popping back up. Looks good. Good deal not losing money today, just breaking even. Not a great price action, not great price action or movement today on the dollar yen. I mean, it's a little bit better in the past few days, but it did not pick up as much as I would have thought. Good call. Following rules, though. Good stuff. Good rule following for sure. Nice trading, David. I'm going to stick in for a little to try and either catch this leg down from here or find this next pivot wherever it may be. I'm going to try and catch one more leg. Up in here, here, here. Or maybe it just drops down now. Either way, I'm going to try and catch one more. I've been wanting to catch a leg really all session, but it hasn't really been offering up. There was the one decent up leg. That leg, I could have potentially, it would have been potentially caught that up leg and would have caught off of that level and then maybe closed out there for about 10, 11 pips. Maybe got the extension up if I didn't wait for the close to come back down. On a day like today, if it shot up, I would have just taken profits probably. So I could have maybe got some out of that leg, but I wasn't too focused on getting the up legs at that point. Fading it and making some money coming down on that. Done good all around so far, done pretty well. But not as busy as I expected. I did expect it a little be higher volatility. Yeah, very back and forth today. Yeah, it's good for me to not force stuff because I definitely can be known to force it for sure. But I'm not forcing it at all, just letting it play out. Got good game plans, solid game plans today, prepared for pretty much anything that comes at me, most of the moves, so pretty good trading. I think good trading on both you and me today so far. I was going to see if I could pull up that volatility graph. Just not sure how to quite do that. Can't figure out how to share that graph on my streaming software. But I do want to be able to share it so I can do my video, share that volatility graph. But I don't know. I can't figure it out right now. Why can I not get that window? Oh, why I can't get that window to share? Why is it not letting me? I need to be able to share that so I can do my video at some point. Display capture. Try that. Nope. Okay, what's going on with that down leg? It's not coming in there. Guess I wonder if I could have even locked in a little profit on that. I mean, not really enough room. Okay, actually this would be a really good spot if this runs up now, because we've got, from this point to this point, we've got 77 bars. And so now if we went from here to here, it would be like bang on the same time cycle. So time-wise, if we ran up in this range right in here, that would be perfect for a triple top. right on that spot right there. I'm gonna put a line there. Time-wise, that would be the spot. And that's pretty much at the end of this hour, which could be a reversal time also. So I probably will still line up to see if I can capture that. That would be the trade of the day. $77 minutes there. And 75 minutes right there, so I can move that over a tiny bit. That would be ridiculously accurate if it went right there, but that would be the spot right on there. So if it does land there, and it lands there on the hour, as the hour's rolling over, it's kind of like a perfect spot for it to make another peak. But that could be another half an hour for all that to happen. So maybe we just call it here. I don't know if I want to keep this live going for another. Yeah, I mean, even to capture the trade and then have the trade run in favor, talking an hour or two. So I think we just call it here. It's a good session. Put about $30 into the account during the session, which is good. And nothing forced. So I think we'll just call it there. And we'll be back tomorrow. Same time, do the same thing. Hopefully there'll be some decent energy left in the market to finish up the week. That would be good anyway. Oh, should we just check the news real quick? What's up tomorrow? Friday. Pound retail sales during the London. And then nothing during the... Oh, it's the US dollar bank holiday tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Oh, Juneteenth. Okay, I didn't know that was a holiday, but that's good. Okay, yeah, man. Thanks a bunch, David. So good to have you in here. Good trading. And we'll get back at it tomorrow. Okay. Have a good day. If this content is of any value to you, please like and subscribe. It's good for the algorithms, for you and for me.